According to Nick Mason's 2005 book Inside Out, A Personal History of Pink Floyd, Roger Waters artistically and creatively led Pink Floyd during their most successful tenure after Syd Barrett's departure in March 1968, becoming the band's dominant songwriter and principal lyricist, often singing lead or sharing lead vocals with David Gilmour. Notably, Roger Waters wrote every single word of Dark Side of the Moon, one of the most successful rock albums of all time, spending 736 consecutive weeks on the Billboard 200 chart until July 1988 and selling over 40 million copies worldwide. The Wall, written almost entirely by Waters, is largely based on his life story. It sold over 23 million RIAA certified units and is tied for 6th most certified album of all time in America. Based only on the success during the Roger Waters-led era of Pink Floyd, the band was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996. Since that time, Roger Waters became a leading anti-Israel activist, comparing Israel to Nazi Germany and disparaging anyone who conveys even tangential support for Israel's existence. Over the years, he has encouraged other artists to refuse to perform in Israel. At a May 2023 concert in Berlin, Waters repeatedly showed enlarged images of Holocaust victim Anne Frank while parading around stage in an SS Nazi uniform, comparing Israel to the Nazis. During an October 2022 webinar on Grayzone with anti-Israel activist Max Blumenthal, Waters compared Israel to the Third Reich, calling for Jews to join the human race and to stop imposing her hated apartheid regime on the indigenous people of the Middle East. In an August 2022 interview with World Beyond War, Waters repeatedly promoted antisemitic conspiracies and that a secret Israel lobby prevented the election of Jeremy Corbyn in the UK. In a May 2021 video, Waters accused Israel of committing genocide and labeled Israel as an apartheid state. In April 2019, Waters wrote of Madonna's performance in the Israel-hosted Eurovision contest: "To perform in Israel is a lucrative gig, but to do so serves to normalize the occupation, the apartheid, the ethnic cleansing, the incarceration of children, the slaughter of unarmed protesters, all that bad stuff." In a September 2018 interview with the German publication, Waters argued that there is a conspiracy to block criticism of Israel in the mainstream U.S. news media, stating, "At any rate, in the USA, the press is controlled by corporations. Journalists there who deviate from the narrative that Israel is just defending itself can encounter difficulty. Regarding Israel, the mainstream media are still biased. I get my news these days from blogs, some of which are written by people who used to work for mainstream periodicals and lost their jobs because they criticize Israel." In a bizarre display in August 2018, Waters projected the phrase "Resist Israel anti-Semitism" during a concert in Poland. In 2016, he narrated a documentary entitled "The Occupation of the American Mind," where he stated that defending a country like Israel by operating for collective murder and the genocide of occupied people is not a defense. In October 2015, Waters accused musician John Bon Jovi, who had recently performed a concert in Israel, of standing shoulder to shoulder with the settler who burned the baby, a reference to the extremist Israeli Jews responsible for the Duma firebombing of a Palestinian family that killed a toddler and members of his family. In December 2013, he gave an interview to Counterpunch.org where he accused the extraordinary powerful American Jewish lobby in the music industry of silencing critics of Israel. In March 2013, Waters was interviewed on the Electronic Intifada. In the interview, Waters accused Israel of maintaining an apartheid state and claimed that he has asked other musicians to not play concerts in Israel. He also stated that he played a role in convincing Stevie Wonder to not play a concert at a fundraiser for the Israel Defense Forces, and alleged that the U.S. media takes instructions from somewhere to not report these things to the American public. For a period of time in 2010, his live shows featured the Jewish Star of David next to dollar signs. Waters defended himself, writing on his website that there are no hidden meanings in the order or juxtaposition of these symbols. However, by an October 6, 2010 show in New York City, the video no longer showed the two symbols next to each other. Say no to anti-Semitism and tell the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to expel Pink Floyd immediately.